Welcome back to the Boot Tragedies.
All right, today we're going to talk about the pass catchers on the Saints roster. Now, in my opinion, I'm going to just be honest. I think we have a bottom half of skill positions when it comes to catching the ball in the NFL. That's just my personal opinion. I do think we have some potential and we can do some things with Kellen Moore in this new offense, but we'll just kind of go through these guys one by one. Chris Olave, obviously the most talented guy on this roster when it comes to catching the ball, route running, and things like that as a receiver, but he has to stay healthy. The quarterbacks have to keep him healthy. The team has to keep him healthy. We just can't throw him hospital ball. He can't get another concussion. I think if he gets another concussion, it might be wraps on his career. Like, I hope, obviously, knock on some wood, I don't wish that upon him, obviously. But he can't get another concussion, man. Those things are dangerous. He's gotten a lot in his career. And we just have to keep him healthy. When he's healthy, he's going to produce. When he's out there, he's going to produce. He's going to be open. Number 4, he decided not to throw him the ball when he was open as the quarterback. So hopefully we got that figured out. So when Chris Olave is out there, he's probably open. We should give him the ball. We don't have to spend too much time on Chris Olave because when he's out there, we know what he's going to give us. He's going to give us what he gives us. And, I mean, that's that. Next up, Rashid Shaheed, another one. If he stays healthy, we know what he's going to bring. He's a deep threat. He's a playmaker. He's a home run threat. He's a good returner. He's another guy. That's 2 receivers that you can count on if they're on the field to produce. Don't have to worry about this guy playing 70 snaps and wondering why he's only got 1 catch and why he's never getting open. Both of those guys get open. Both of those guys produce when they're out there. And both of those guys are just home run hitters. They can stretch the field. And they're just really, really good receivers. So now after that, that's when it gets a little spooky, especially in that receiver room. It gets very, very spooky, in my opinion. Bud Means. I think he's the guy that everybody's, considering to have a breakout year this year. Got some production last year, played a little bit. Cause obviously we had injuries to Shaheed, we had injuries to Chris Olave, so he got out there and played a little bit. He does have talent. And I think he can produce in that wide receiver 3, maybe even 4 role. Cause we got Brandin Cooks too, I'll talk about. So I do think Bud Means has some talent. Do I think he'll, be a breakout guy where he becomes the number 2 receiver? Probably not. That's probably, a little far-fetched, but I do think he has some talent. I do think he needs to step up and claim that number 4 receiver role. If a guy goes down, or if, in a hurry-up offense, or we got to throw the ball, we're down or something like that, he can step up and be a guy that can make some plays for us. Then obviously we could talk about Brandin Cooks. Brought him back over. Still has some talent, but he kind of fits in that Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed mold. We know what he's going to give us when he's out there. He's not the same Brandin Cooks of old, but when he's out there, he can still play make. He can still stretch the field. You still have to respect him as a deep threat in this league. I think he's about 31 now. Been through some injuries, some knee things, so he still got burst. He just has to stay healthy, and I think we should be not hoping that, or not getting our expectations up that this is Brandin Cooks of 2000, when they're yesteryear. It's not that guy, but I still think he can come in and be productive for us. And it's just not going to be the same, but I still think he can stretch the field, take the top off some defenses, and he'll help the young guys in his receiving room be pros, and just, learn how to do things in the NFL, especially Rashid Shaheed. I think that'll be a really, really good vet for Rashid Shaheed, a guy that's fast as shit that, probably needs to help develop some other things in his route tree. Brandin Cooks can kind of, guide him on the way of that. After that, you got some guys like Cedric Wilson, Kevin Austin Jr., guys that played last year, like I said, due to injuries. Also, you got Mason Tipton, who had a great preseason last year. Didn't really get a chance to play at all last year. Don't know why Dennis Allen didn't go that route with Mason Tipton. He brought some guys in and we played those guys. I didn't agree with that at all, just because play the young guys. Play the guys that play the young guys. Give them a chance. Let's see what they got. Dante Pettis played a little bit. You got Moochie Dixon, Chris Tyree, guys that really, honestly, won't make this team. But that's the receiving core. I do think it's a bottom half. I think at really good, we can fight for top 10. If they're really, really good this year, they can fight for top 10. But I think it's 15 to 20 range, in my opinion, as a receiving core. I mean, you just look at the teams in the NFL. We can just look at the NFL teams real quick. And I kind of go through them. If it stays up, Buffalo, we can compete with Buffalo as a receiving core. I think they got Josh Allen, but I think we're better than them. But Miami, obviously not. Waddle, Tyreek, we ain't got no chance. Patriots, their ass, we're better than them. The Jets, they got Garrett Wilson. Right now, I don't think he's better than Chris Olave, but he's been healthy, and that's a big part of it. Obviously, the Ravens, we can probably compete with them. Bengals, no chance. Steelers, they just got DK, no chance. Houston, no chance. Colts, they got Pittman. They got, I can't think of my guy's name right now. White boy, number 17. I don't know why I slipped my mind. Jacksonville, they got us. Denver, I don't think they got us. Chiefs, they got Pat Mahomes, so they just got us off, GP. It's like basically I'm every other team. Like every other team, they probably have us. Cowboys got CD. Giants, they got Neighbors. I mean, the Eagles, they got us. Commanders, I'm not a big fan of Debo, but they got Terry. Chicago, they probably have us as well. Detroit, they got us. Green Bay, I think they got us off depth. So basically, like I was saying, every other team probably have us, which puts us middle of the pack, 15 to 20 range. I believe. I do think we have we don't have the Bucks, but we got everybody else in our division. But yeah, those just my thoughts on the receiving core. Like I said, 15 to 20 range. You can argue 10 to 15 range, and I wouldn't be mad at it. But I think we're 15 to 20 range as a receiving group. Then we got the tight ends, and now, who knows what this is going to turn out. You got Foster Moreau. You got Juwan Johnson, who signed a big deal, 3 years, $30 million, I believe, in this offseason. Still bewildered by that one. I'm just not on board with that one at all. So we got Juwan Johnson and Foster Moreau. That's going to be your tight end 1 and 2. They kind of split reps. I don't understand why you're splitting reps when you just paid this guy a shit ton of money, and he's going to probably give you the same production as Foster Moreau. Obviously, Juwan Johnson has talent. He's a big guy. He's athletic, but it just hasn't translated to winning football, to productive football. He had a good year last year, but he was wide receiver 1 last year. I mean, everybody got hurt. He was basically the only target, and he put up some numbers. It wasn't crazy numbers, but it was some numbers. I do like this. I like this unit. We just signed Seth Green out the USFL, one of those leagues. They combined them. Who knows what the hell's going on over there? Just signed him, former quarterback, played well. So came back to the Saints. We got Jack Stoll. So basically, in my eyes, we have a bunch of top tier, tight end 2s. We don't have that guy. But a lot of teams in the NFL don't have that guy. The Kelce's, the Andrews, and stuff like that. The Kincaids, the Laporta. They don't grow on trees. So it's probably about 8 to 10, top tier tight ends in the NFL. We don't have that guy. So maybe we have a low tier, tight end 1 guy. Maybe they're low tier tight end 1 guys, because I mean, like I said, it's not that many top tier tight end 1 guys. So I'm not super impressed with that group, but I do think we have some production in there. Like I said, it's just nothing special. I would say it's nothing special, but it's talent. It's talented. It's athletic. I think run blocking is going to be an issue, especially with Juwan Johnson, Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave. I'm not saying they're bad at it, but I mean, we don't really have no bigger guys out there, and it's just it kind of tells the defensive scheme. When you take Chris Olave out, when you take Juwan Johnson out, you take Rashid Shaheed out on a 1st and 10, then we probably gonna damn run the ball. So like, I wish we had guys that can kind of do both. I'm not saying they can't, but obviously, it's just a little hindrance with game planning. But that's why you got coaching. That's why you got game planning. Hopefully, Kellen Moore can cover some of that up. But yeah, that's the receiving core. Definitely wanted to get that out. That's going to be the entire offense. I'll move over to the defense side of the ball soon. And I think that's where it becomes a shit show, in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about our pass catchers. Where do y'all rate, our receivers? Where do y'all rank our tight ends as a unit? You can do it together as well. Like I said, I think it's 15 to 20 range. That's me trying not to be biased. If you argue 10 to 15 range, I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm gonna go through it one more time just to get a guarantee that's better than us. Dolphins guaranteed. I don't think we have to debate that. Bengals guaranteed. We don't have to debate that. I think Steelers now they got Metcalf. I know they lost Pickens. I won't do it because it's not guaranteed. Texans guaranteed. Jacksonville Jaguars. Now they got Hunter in. Brian Thomas guaranteed. I won't give these guys guarantees. CeeDee Lamb, it's a guarantee. I think Neighbors, it's just already a guarantee just because I think he's really fucking good. Eagles, guaranteed. Lions, guaranteed would be 6. Minnesota, obviously Justin Jefferson, guaranteed. I think Tampa Bay's unfortunately a guarantee. The Rams are super guaranteed with Puka and Devontae Adams. Seahawks, I know they lost Lockett and Metcalf, but JSN is a real guy. So I think I got about 8 guarantees and maybe really about 10 to 12 that I can argue pretty easily. So yeah, maybe 12 to 15 range, as I'm looking at it again. But like I said, you can argue either way. So maybe 12 to 18 range. And I think that's solid. Like I said, that's solid. It's not, crazy. It's not bad. I think we're just going to have a average group, and average doesn't mean bad in the NFL, because average in the NFL is 9 and 7. If we win 9 and 7, I guess it's 9 and 8 now, or whatever you want, extra game in there. 9 and 8 is about average. 8 and 9 is about average. I think that would be a successful first year for Kellen Moore, because this team, it's just not super explosive, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think the offense will be okay. Obviously, quarterback's going to have to, get figured out. But that defensive side of the ball, which we will get to, that's going to be a real question. So let me know what y'all think, man. Where are we ranking at, you know, in this receiving and this pass catchers, you know, type thing. But yeah, that's it. Had to get these receivers, tight ends out the way. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, this is the Boot Tragedies.